This is my litRpg, and you are listening The Awakening Trials Book 1 of a litRpg novel series, The Eternal Ascent. Chapter 1. A Routine Day. I threw a punch, the impact against the heavy bag reverberating up my arm. Familiar sound of my fist striking the leather filled the small room, a steady rhythm that matched the thudding of my heart. I had spent countless hours here, in this dimly lit space that smelled of sweat and determination, honing my skills. This was my sanctuary, the one place where everything else fell away, where the frustrations of my life could be channeled into something tangible. I took a step back, rolling my shoulders to release some of the tension that had built up during the workout. The mirror in front of me reflected a young man with tousled dark hair, damp with sweat. My breathing was heavy, but I felt a sense of calm that only came after a good training session. This was what kept me grounded, what made the rest of the day bearable. I had been practicing martial arts for as long as I could remember. It wasn't just a hobby, it was a necessity, a way to keep the restlessness at bay, to channel the simmering irritation that seemed to follow me wherever I went. There was something about the discipline, focus required, that resonated with me on a level I couldn't quite explain. Maybe it was because, in this one area of my life, I had control. The outside world wasn't so simple. Every day felt like the same tedious routine. I went to work, came home, trained, and then tried to drown out the monotony with video games or anime. It wasn't much, but it was a life. Not one I was particularly proud of, but it was mine. I grabbed a towel and wiped the sweat from my face, my thoughts drifting as I cooled down. The others, those who had been in and out of my life over the years, didn't understand why I put so much time into training. To them, it was just another pointless pursuit. Something that kept me from doing what they considered normal things. But they didn't feel what I felt. The way the world seemed to close in sometimes, like it was trying to crush me under the weight of expectations and mediocrity. The truth was, I didn't connect with people easily. I wasn't good at small talk or pretending to care about things that didn't matter. I kept to myself because it was easier that way. Less complicated, less disappointing. Few people I let in, those who somehow managed to break through the walls I'd built, saw a different side of me. They were few and far between. As I finished my cooldown, I caught a glimpse of my reflection again. My eyes lingered on the faint scar above my right eyebrow, a reminder of a time when I'd pushed myself too hard, too fast. I hadn't always been this focused. There had been a time when I thought strength was just about brute force, about pushing through, no matter the cost. But I'd learned, painfully, that there was more to it than that. I turned away from the mirror, tossing the towel onto a nearby chair. The small apartment was quiet, save for the hum of the refrigerator and the distant sounds of the city outside. It wasn't much, but it was enough for someone like me. Someone who didn't need or want much from life. As I moved through the apartment, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. It wasn't a new sensation. It had been there for as long as I could remember. A nagging sense that there had to be more to life than this. More than the endless repetition of days that blurred together. More than the meaningless chatter of people who seemed content with mediocrity. But what that more was, couldn't say. I had tried to find it in different ways, through training, through immersing myself in the stories and worlds of anime and games, but nothing seemed to fill that void. Nothing made me feel truly alive, not in the way I imagined life could be. As I sat down in front of the TV, remote in hand, I wondered, not for the first time, if things would ever change. If there was something out there that could break the monotony, that could make me feel like I was part of something bigger, something meaningful. But those were just idle thoughts. For now, I was just Chris. A guy with a routine. A guy who trained to keep the frustration at bay. A guy who wondered if there was something more out there. And then, as if in response to my unspoken wish, something shifted. It was subtle at first, a feeling more than anything else. A sense of anticipation. Something just beyond the horizon, waiting to be discovered. I couldn't explain it, but I felt it, deep down in the part of me that had always been searching. Whatever it was coming. And when it arrived, I had the distinct feeling that nothing would ever be the same.
Thank you for listening to the story. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to click on the like button. We will release a new chapter every 2 days.